Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today, I have a 6v6 custom match here on the map DUALGAP, the second, I think, most famous map in all of Supreme Commanderdom. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 in the west, and ending with Team 2 in the east. Starting off with Team 1, so let's start southern side this time. We have an Imperial Gray. It is Atmosphere playing as a Seraphim in the southern air slot as an 1800. He is tied for the highest ranked player on his team. To his northwest, we have Brain Juice in the eco slot for Team 1. He is an Amethyst Purple as a UEF as a 1600. In the beach slot here for Team 1, it is Hasty with 2 S's. He is a Cybran, again, Batman Gray as a 1600. And that rounds out the southern side for Team 1. Looking at the southern land slot in the north for Team 1, it is K240 in Regal Purple as an Aeon as a 1300. In the northern land slot next door to him, it is TRU Putin as a Cybran. He is an 1800. He is tied with Atmosphere for the highest rated player on his team, and he is in Barbie Pink. And to his north, we have in the northern air slot is Nya 666. He is a Seraphim. He is in Stitch Blue as a 1400. So for Team 1 slab of the map, we have 2 Seraphim, 2 Cybrans, 1 UEF, and 1 Aeon. All of the factions represented on Team 1 side of the map. Taking a look at Team 2 side of the map, let's start on the southern side as well. We have in the southern air slot, it is Hoshi Moshi playing as a Cybran. He is a 1900 in glow-in-the-dark green. In the eco slot next door to him, we have in Savvy Crimson, it is Costum? I think it's Costum. He is a 1400, again, in the eco slot for Team 2. Next door to him, another Seraphim. It is Ali Mahmed. He is in lightish red pink as a 1600. That rounds out Team 2's southern side. Moving to the northern side, we have in Pac-Man Yellow is Duke Nukem. He is a UEF as a 1200, again, in Pac-Man Yellow in southern land. In Emerald Green is Robogear as an Aeon. He is in Northern Land. He is at 2200, the highest rated player on Team 2 and in the game overall by a decent margin, about 300 points of rating. And again, he is in the Northern Land slot on Team 2. And to his north in Light Octane, it is Burning Firefly. He is an Aeon. He is in Northern Air as a 1400. So for Team 2 side of the map, they also have one of each of the factions at a minimum. The difference between Team 1 and Team 2. Team 2 has 2 Seraphim and 2 Aeon. Team 1 has 2 Cybran and 2 Seraphim. So 2 Aeons and 2 Cybrans for Team 1 and Team 2. And for these 12 players on the map, of course, let's take a look at the recomp situation. Again, this is a, made map. It's not a map generated map, so the mass stays the same. Currently there is 17,000 reclaim currently on the map, a little bit over 1,000 per player, and of course our players are headed off into their customary positions, as is this is a more not meta game, but it's more of a consistent strategies. If you go to the middle, you go get Navy, you go eco, you do all the normal stuff we'd like to see. Of course, we see a couple of transports from Team 2. Actually, that's Team 1. That is Team 1's as well. Hasty dropping off the engineers, getting those wrecks first. We see engineers also over here for Ali getting his frontline mexes online. In the north, we do see Team 1 and Team 2's players are moving to the middle of the map. We also see that Firefly is moving into assist. He's going for a couple of Team 1 factories. This will gum up the works and will help a little bit just in case Team 1 is able to push in and tries to go for his air facilities over here. It'll kind of make it a little bit more annoying to deal with, so it's a lovely placement there. We don't see any movement from his counterpart of Nya in the west, so it will be an advantage for Team 2 in the land for now. T2 started on board. K240's comm in the middle. T1 Pseudo Ghetto Gunship online here for Team 2's Robogear. Killing off 1 mech, going to kill off a second and a third mechs. There's only 2 labs on board, so there's not a lot of firepower. Transport inbound to take it out of the skies. Units are dropped off just in the nick of time, so nice micro from Robogear does not lose that T1 spam. We see a couple of units here engaging. It is a T1 torpedo launcher from Team 2 versus a sub from Team 1, and that torpedo launcher will win. That is actually pretty far forward This will deny a couple of mexes. There is a Team 1 facility being built right here and a nice little torpedo launcher already here. So it will thwart a little bit of income action, but I do think that Team 2 is starting to show a little bit more promise on the naval side of things. In the air, T2 air, I would assume, is almost done. It started at least for a southern air player of atmosphere. T2 air is done. For Nya in the east, T2 air is on or coming online. In the south, T2 air is not coming online as of yet. So a little bit behind, but we do see, of course, T2 air online for cost, but when cost is eco, it's going to be focusing, I would assume, on a nuke or other big ticket items. We're just going to try to scale as fast as possible, as much as possible, to try to go for maybe a game ender. T2 coming online for RoboGear. So we have T2 online for Team 1 and soon to be Team 2 going for more defensive upgrades. We do see a lot of land span from RoboGear in the middle, getting behind Putin's facilities. Just a couple of labs, but that annoying bit of units will, again, just be annoying. We do see Putin taking some shots from the east. A couple of tinfoil Aurora is going to slowly push Team 1 back on the western side, north side of the land. They are on the western side. That's kind of a given. We also see a couple of units hanging out for RoboGear as well. Team 1 gunship inbound to deal with that. And in the southwest, we see T2 Navy online for Brain Juice, kind of already seeing some sort of development not going well for Team 1, and decides to dip his toes a little bit into Navy. It will pretty much help Team 2's cost to get a little bit ahead. So far, it's about even. But again, that's more mass he's spending on that than he's spending on upgrades, spending on PGen, spending on all of the things he needs to get very, very high eco in this game. Putin still just being punished by Team 2. We do see K240 trying to move in and intercept the conga line of forces, and he will get some T2 PD online to help out. I feel like, yeah, Team 1 probably would be a little bit better, but there are a decent amount of furs being built that will deny the Team 1 PD anyways, so it's kind of a moot point at that point. We do see another T1 AA facility being built to try to deny any sort of Team 1 bomber spam. We do see Team 2 is, that's not Team 1. Team 2 is fully aware of the PD location. There is a radar system already there, so it gives them a little bit of insight so units can shoot at it as they're running by. But it does look like most of the reinforcements have been dealt with, or at least shifted northward, which will take a little bit more time to get to the front lines, giving Putin a tiny bit more time to try to hold off the incoming aggression from RoboGear. The southern land players not really doing a whole lot, at least on the eastern side for Team 2. Kind of just hanging out. Most of that focus for K240 is on the northern aggression coming inbound from RoboGear. In the Navy, T2 torp boats are online, and this will slowly eat away at the frontline facility. It will help out Navy immensely, and he's even going for another frontline naval facility. So I guess he's more of a pseudo-Navy player at this point. It's usually the eco slot, but we'll see if he ends up going back into that or actually just pushes the Navy for now. Oh, and I will note, I don't know what the exact timestamp will be on the video for how long the game is. The video is, but it is over an hour, so get your popcorn, get your drinks, get your beef jerky, all of the snacks you like to enjoy, because this is going to be a little bit over an hour, so just be aware of that. Still, Team 1 force is starting to conglomerate a little bit. Team 1 is starting to recover a little bit in terms of eco. Team 2 is winning by about 30 or so, 40 or so, so a little bit in favor. Again, that discrepancy can easily be caught up. 40 mass divided by 6 players is almost 7 mass, so essentially that's a T2 max. Nothing too crazy to be behind, so we'll see what Team 1 ends up doing with that scenario. Of course, they don't know that. We do, but it is just the way of things, me being a caster and you being the audience. Of course, T2 bombers inbound to deal with the Coopers and the Bulwark that's online. Bulwark literally only has a shield dome. That's it. No torps, no AA, no nothing. It's just a defensive unit. So I love that unit. It is, of course, unique to the UEF on the naval side of things. We do see that Aeon can get T2 mobile shielding. That's the Asylum. And then the T3 Seraphim shield can also get on the water, but they're not as big in terms of the AoE shield as this one is. So again, it's there are some hover shielding, but for the most part, essentially that is the unique unit, one of the unique units to the UEF. T3 air is done for Team 1 South and North. T3 air is done for Team 2 South and North as well. So both of the respectable players on each side of the map getting those T3 ASF, those bombers, those spy planes, all of the bombers, Team 1 or T2 and T3 otherwise coming online. We do see a destroyer on the shoreline here. Will be forced back by the huge amount of spam inbound or slowly being built by Duke Nukem. There's a couple of PD emplacements here, but that amount of force will overrun this position. Team 1 needs a little bit more of some assistance. They are getting it a little bit from Navy, and we even see a cruiser in the mix from Brain Juice to help assist with that. Team 1 is actually now, well, it keeps jumping back and forth, but I thought I saw Team 1 barely in the lead. Actually, they are in the lead. Never mind. They keep jumping who's on top and who's on bottom. It's a little annoying. We do see Team 1 is producing more mass per second. We do see stealth almost done for Putin. Maybe he'll go straight for Nano. He's going to go for gun. Interesting he didn't go for gun first, but maybe let's make sure he's at least protected in the naval department. Bomber inbound. Now he goes for regen, and RoboGear will take a shot to the face. Tons of Team 1 AA in the way there for that bomber, so he's going to take a lot of damage. He might get a second pass in, maybe a third, but Team 2 is aware of it now, especially RoboGear being a 2200, so I suspect that bomber will get the second pass, and that will be it. T3 ASFs are in the area. RoboGear drops into the yellow, and that should be the end of that bomber here shortly. ASF have been tasked. ASF's moving into intercept. Maybe they'll protect the bomber. That ASF gets by. They will protect that bomber. Is there another one that gets through? No, they do not. The bomber does survive. It gets one more pass, maybe. And we already have Salem's walking on land. 13 minutes, we already have a Salem on the land. That is interesting. It looks like Team 1 just flipped the script on Team 2's Navy. I thought Team 2 was doing pretty well in Navy, but I guess not, because now Team 1 is essentially in the main base. Looks like the facility was knocked out. This is the T2 Naval Headquarters being upgraded to T2 Navy done for RoboGear. He's going to try to dip his toes in water and help out the best he can. We do see TRU Putin still pushing in. There's a lot of forces now moving in. Essentially, the base for Duke Nukem is gone, so he's going to essentially be forced into Navy. He really doesn't have that much to really fight back with. He's producing some Titans now, but there's a lot of stuff here. Team 1 and T2 otherwise, and a comm, and technically 2 comms, but he's kind of back there. I don't think Team 2 really should be focusing on trying to take land back. The Navy, I think, is a bigger concern due to the fact that Team 1 now has most of the land and now most of the Navy. They have to pick a lane, and I think Navy is going to be a little bit easier to take back than the land. We shall see. Nothing sneaky happening for Team 1 or Team 2 as of yet. I'm trying to keep a watchful eye on that just in case. We do see RoboGear has retreated T2 on board, and in the yellow, TRU Putin charging forth with the stealth nano and gun comm, and ASF stacking up to cover the comms retreat. We do see the Salem still pushing in on land. I do not think it's going to last much longer. Titans are inbound. That Salem has done its duty to its countrymen and will soon be retired, because there's no hope for that thing. T2 gunship has been spotted. I guess it's going to be shot down by Team 2, I would assume. I guess not. They're focusing on air fights. Looks like a little bit of a skirmish. Not that many ASS for Team 1 or Team 2, but Team 2 does win that fight, so a little bit of advantage is better than nothing. We do see Titans coming in. The Salem is dead. Like I said, it did a good service for its countrymen and did help push back RoboGear not RoboGear, but Duke Nukem pretty far, and RoboGear too. It did help out with that a little bit. In the east, Team 2 still facing Salem and Valiant Bombardment. We do see the cruiser coming in the mix, not helping things out. And again, the cruiser missiles are annoying for both the UEF and the Seraphim to be dealing with if you're on the receiving end. On the giving end, oh, they're just great. You park it there, sit there, hang out, grab a coffee, drink, tea, something, and just kind of watch the buildings fall. We do see those Titans are doing a pretty good job of thinning out the numbers for Putin. Putin should be fine, though, himself. He has nano and gun on board, and of course overcharge as well. He should be able to one-tap these Titans. Yeah, actually one-taps both of them right there. Nice grab there. and we'll eliminate the other one. So nice efficiency gets him up to 2 stars now. 20% hit points on board him. Looks like Ras is done for Ali, and he's at 300 seconds for that, going for ARAS as we speak, trying to get his eco even more accelerated in the eastern side of things. More and more T3 pigeons. We do see it looks like Cost is going for an airplane, not for strictly eco, to help out his team in claiming air. Essentially, not really a typical dual gap game, because we have the land player was already in Navy by the time the engagement even happened from Team 1. We have the eco player from Team 1 in Navy as well, helping to push, and now we have the eco player from Team 2 going into air. And usually it's eco, nukes, artillery, whatever, and land until they're forced into Navy, which is, again, that's more common than what's happening now. So it is a little bit of a change of pace, which I do love to see. RAS started on board Nyazcom, and T3 started on board K240's com. T2 Navy, of course, has been done for a while. Maybe he's going to go for T3. Looks like he has maybe power consumption issues or something. He's paused all his... Ooh, yeah, he's getting a T2 pigeon online. So that should help alleviate those issues and help him to restart construction efforts. Or fabrication? Fabrication efforts. I need to be fabricator, actually. We do see TRU pushing in. Another Salem on the shoreline, helping to just push those Titans back. No Percy's yet from Team 2, and that's, again, as much as I say the Percy is the best, those T3 heavy assault bots, those Titans, have shield on board, so they can take a little bit of punishment before their hull plating actually gets hit. They also are faster than the Percy, and they're more they're designed better to deal with lower HP units. T1, T2, some T3s, of course, but mainly T1, T2, so definitely a better counter than running a Percy's. And again, they can try to intercept forces a lot easier because they don't move as slow as the Percy, so nice choice there. But again, we'll say Percy is the best generally, but there are a lot of cases where no, it is not the best. Or some cases, not a lot of cases, but some. Ras started here for Cost. T2 started here for Ali in the east. Ras started for Brain Juice. Ras started for K240. And maybe ARAS for Nya? Maybe not. We'll see. But Team 1 doing a very good job. They've conquered land for the most part. Team 2 still has some presence, but nothing too big. We do see Team 1 essentially is now just missile bombarding Team 2. We do see a cruiser missile spam not only inbound from the now, I guess, pretty much naval player of Brain Juice. We also see it inbound from the air player of Atmosphere, and we still see destroyers being produced by Hasty. So tons of AA, tons of missiles. Some of those, unfortunately, are hitting the environment, so you got to get those just a little bit closer. That upper plateau is very tall, and that arc is just not doing too well. We do see Team 2 getting a decent amount of destroyers online. They are the Exodus class, and we even see the Uashivo T2 Seraphim destroyers online as well. They are sitting ducks right now. They are moving now, which is good. And those laser weapons are very, very brutal. Again, 99.9999% accuracy does make a difference. I always went with the more accurate weapon when it came to first-person shooters than the more damage per shot. Because again, if you miss your shot, then all that damage goes out the window. But if you're more accurate, then yeah, you can miss your shot. That's not a big deal. It's kind of funny that I say that because I just love the Percy so much, which is the exact opposite of my first-person playstyle. But this game, again, is vastly different than a first-person shooter, which I feel like... Nah, I don't think it could work as a first-person shooter. It's kind of like Titanfall, but like a whole other... all nonsense. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I don't think it'll work. Anyway, Exodus is being pushed back. Tons of firepower still here, and of course the cruisers helping out, thinning out a little bit of that herd as they kind of conglomerate together. Because even if some of the shots do miss, or the missiles miss, the next unit behind them comes in, and then it gets hit, and then it's just essentially you're hitting something, which is better than nothing. Titan's getting very stacked up here for Team 2's Duke Nukem. Team 1 has to be very careful, especially Putin being that far forward. 21 minutes, and he's that far forward. Snipe opportunity is on the cards for Team 2, and I will note that everybody made it past 20 minutes. So good on everybody for making it past 20 minutes. Dual Gap kind of leans in that direction. It's kind of similar to Settings in that way. But there are a lot of games where somebody dies before 20 minutes. So it's not a guarantee. It's just, I'd say, a slighter percent higher that at least everybody makes it past 20, 30. And then everything else beyond that is kind of just a lower and lower statistic. T2 started for both Atmosphere and Brain Juice. Brain Juice does have Shield on board and RAS. And Atmosphere just has T2. We even see T2 started for now. So everybody in the water getting T2 does... nope, you don't have T2. So almost everybody on Team 1 has T2 tech except for Putin and for Hasty, or will soon have T2 tech, I should say. Well, it looks like they're pushing in a little bit more. The cruisers, of course, are falling back. Most of the destroyers have been dealt with, which is why they're falling back. T3 Seraphim headquarters very far forward. Is he building the thing that I think he's building? I think he's building the thing that I think he's building. I think he's building Yasau's that far forward. Ooh, that's going to be brutal for T2. And some T3 forces, too, if you really have to get those units stacked up. Was Yasau's. I, lost the word for them for a second, which was weird, because I just said it moments ago. T2 started on board Burning Fires comm. And air grid being expanded. Lots of energies. T3 Navy is done producing the battleship. So we have more firepower for Team 2 and more, I'd say, yeah, firepower, but different kind of firepower for Team 1. T2 Navy still is the main stage for Robo, and T2 almost done for Fire. Monkey is done in the north there for Team 1's TRU Putin. Kind of surprised he didn't build it right here to cut down the travel time, but hey, it's back there. And he actually control K's all of the engineers, at least the smaller ones, the T1s, just to alleviate some of that annoyances with moving that many units. And that Yasau is online. It is taking some shots from the torpedoes on board the Exodus class, but they do have torp defense, so not all of them are being hit, but some shots are making it through the defenses. And you get more of those online, and they are deadly. Deadly, deadly, deadly. And spy planes over top just being shot at. I do love the Omni sensor here. I probably would prefer it a little bit further down, but it does ensure that whatever flies by will be spotted at some point. And we do see that similarly for Atmosphere, how he has this lower than not the middle of the map, because it will catch it essentially entirely, just to ensure also teleportation, telemasers, that sort of thing will be spotted. So that is something to consider. Team 2, we see a similar thing for both the east and I mean, this one's pretty much in the middle, not as north as the other one is for Team 1, but you know, it's decently north. It's about, I say, about the middle that I've commented on. GC pushing in, so we have GC and Monkey online for Team 1. No experimentals yet. No, Fat Boy has been started, half done. And that's all I see for Team 2. Do you have anything big and exciting? Ooh, that's big and exciting. Ooh, 24 minutes. You gotta love it. Ooh, it's been stopped, though. So it looks like it's on a hold. But 1,000. Oh, nope, it started again. 1,000 out of 12,000 hit points is lovely to see. What is that percentage? 8? 8 something? 8 something? Yasau's pushing in. Are they being ground fired? They are not. 2 battleships online. Now we see counter Yasau's being produced by Team 2. I do love that. Some players are like, oh, that's right. I do have that unit. And then they just immediately use that unit. I love that. Like, oh, I'm being beat by this unit. I also have that. I should probably be using that. And then they switch, you know, a little bit of their build queue to incorporate those units. They are very, very powerful units. Those Yasau's. There's even one mixed in there as well. And that is dead. Dead for Team 1. So Team 1 losing a lot of steam in Navy. And they have to be careful because that YOLO is being produced as we speak. Team 1, you building anything big and exciting? Nope. In the nope. And nope. So this is favoring Team 2. 1.8k versus 2.1k. So Team 1 is in favor. They could start something, but they're not doing it just as of yet. Monkey pushing into the north. T2 gunships ripping it apart. Lots of T2 PD build by RoboGear. That thing is going to be annoying to deal with, to say the least. ASFs are inbound from Nya. Those are going to get wiped out by Team 2. Are all those bingo on fuel? No, they're not. They're just moving slow for some reason. GC is inbound, though, and that should be enough. Gunships have been dealt with, though, for Team 2, so a little bit of silver lining for Team 1, but again, they did lose more and more air. I am surprised Team 2 isn't pressuring Team 1 with more air. I mean, with 3 players essentially in air, you would think, oh my goodness. That is the wrong player. That is the wrong pink. 130 T2 bombers. What? Why? You go after this and go after these and go after anything in the water at that point. You have 130 of them. Dang. I mean, you could probably one-tap battleships with those, which maybe that's what they're waiting for, but still, that's a lot of firepower. Megalith online for Team 2 as well in the water for Hoshimoshi. Advanced Nano coming online here for Cost in the middle. And now the YOLO is at 25% and climbing. We do see the land attack is still emerging. Titans, and more Titans. Again, this is the stage where, okay, T3 Percy's probably should be used. And I will point out the FAF point, not in a good position, because it's going to be shooting into the mountain. You'll see that here, right? Oh, some shots do sail over, but now you see more and more and more and more. So about maybe 1 out of 4 of a burst, maybe. Titans are falling back. We have the forces for Team 1's Putin. They have to push in. There's a secondary line being built by Robogear to help defend his air player. And the gunships will force back the GC. So that is not going to be helpful for Team 1. They got pretty close, but again, the resupply line or resupply time is very, very short for Team 2 versus Team 1. So it does help out defenses for Team 2 rather than for Team 1. So you really just got to stack with the long haul when you attack. No, GC comes back. Looks like there's a decent amount of flak still. Team 1 bombers now we're going to go after those, and those are not going to last much longer. And that is going to be, I think, the end of AA interruptions for Team 2. Interference, not interruption. Interference, that's what I was looking for. 4,000, so 33% done. Tempest has been started for Robogear. Now we're seeing the T3 battleships being the main stage. Are you building the unit that I think you're... No, you're not building the ones that I think you're building. Do I even see one of those on the... Oh, nope, there's one. Hey, there she is. Neptune class is on the line. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 battleships for Team 2. So firepower and range is residing with Team 2, especially with those Yasels floating around. Team 2 really came back with Navy. Still don't know why he's using, or sorry, he's holding 130. Thank you for pointing that out, Hoshimoshi. Like, use these, use them. They could crush Navy essentially immediately, even if they went full Senate for the facilities. You know, this one is going to die here shortly, so maybe don't go after that one now. But that one, all of the headquarters on the west, you could wipe that out. Yes, you probably lose all your bombers, but you're cutting out minutes. I mean, maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes of players. Okay, they have to go for Team 1 again. Then they got to go to T2, and then they got to go to 3. And that's more mass, that's more energy, that's more time that Team 1 just does not have in Navy with Team 2 pushing like this. I mean, land is, I think, going to sit with Team 1 for a while, but Navy is a lot easier to take, as is evidence, because I made that comment earlier. But Team 2, torp launcher spam over here, that's not going to help with the battleship range. And that headquarters is dead and gone. So Team 1 Southern Air Player of Atmosphere loses his T3 tech. Isn't building that many more air facilities. We do see an SMD. We do see mass fabs. I like the 2 SMDs just in case. I don't like how they're right next to one another. I do like how there's one here, so that's something. Maybe just put one in this base so each base has one. Northern side. T3 artillery is done for K240. Not where you would expect it. And Scath. Ooh. We have a Scathis for Team 1. Does Team 2 know about it? No. Does Team 1 know about the YOLO? Yep, they know about it. They see the eye on it almost immediately after I switch to that feed. This group of mass fabs and pigeons are down. And you can see the focus now also for Hoshimoshi for building that game ender as quickly as possible. 52% done. And that will finish here in a few minutes. Tempest is done. Team 2, like I said, is getting a lot of momentum in Navy. We still see some cruisers and still some battleships to play for Team 1, but firepower is definitely leaning in Team 2's direction. Oh, is he finally going to use... Is he finally going to use them? It looks like they were actually getting hit. Did he lose some of them? Oh, he's got to lost some of them. Oh, sorry, lose some of them. I can't talk. I keep clicking on... Oh, he control K'd them. I guess that's one way to do that. Did not expect that. at all. 130 some odd, and he says just reclaim them. I guess that's mass for Team 2 to finish the YOLO with, so there's something, but I mean, you could have just... Again, there's an argument to be made that, like, yeah, the mass probably is better served to go for the YOLO. It's guaranteed to go for the YOLO. That way you can knock out everything. But if Team 1 sees it now, by the time it's built and loaded and fired, Team 1 is definitely going to have at least somewhat adequate SMD protection. And then at that point, Team 2 has to then at least not transition, but sidebar for bombers, gunships, raids to go after those SMDs. Or artillery, whatever they want to use to go after it. Or just spam YOLO as quickly as possible. Team 3 artillery, of course, is raining in on the YOLO's position. We're going to expect that to be there for a while. It's not going to crack this shielding, especially with more coming online. We have hives being built. We have TMD to protect from missile snipes. Team 1 PD to protect from telemasers or just teleporting comms in general. I love the planning from Hosimoshi. He's like, I'm going to assist, and I'm going to do my best to deal with all of the annoyances that possibly could happen. Now, there's not a lot of AA here, which I hope does change at some point, but generally, you know, TMD, there's going to be more PD here for Team 2 as well. So they're planning for the future. They're planning for what if or just in case. So I do love that. And now we see Hives just constantly reclaiming all those bombers. So again, maybe would have liked to see, I think it would have been more thematic for the bombers to go after the headquarters, but the mass does help fuel that YOLO, and now it's in the green, and it's going to nuke immediately. Where are you going to nuke immediately is the question. Where is that other attack vector? Oh, that's Team 1's attack vector, it looks like. Looks like it's going after the air grid for Team 2. Ooh, grabs a couple of P-gens for cost, and that's going to consume a little bit. Well, not consume, but it's going to take away a little bit more of that power for him. You starve the power out. You don't have power for shields. What are good are shields at that point? Second, Team 3 artillery is done. Again, one of the only issues I have, and one of the only issues I have with this position in general, look how close it is to Navy. T1 units could shoot at that thing. So it's not the best placement. But, of course, there is a range factor. You can already see the yellow line right here. So if they did pull it back to a better, safer location, it might have been out of range. I mean, even if you put it maybe here, where it's kind of in between this lane and this lane right there at this aperture, it's probably going to be out of range. So I do understand that, but I don't like it. So as long as Team 1 keeps Team 2 at bay with Navy, those facilities in the naval department side of things from attacks should be fine. Should be fine. And Scathis is done 32-32, and it is firing, and we know one place it's going immediately, and I think everybody knows what place it's going immediately. That is and the YOLO is done 32 minutes. Oh, we have 2 game winners at 32 minutes. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, you have none to please like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I did that really fast, didn't I? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to get through the little halftime report. Oh, I will note, Team 1 has 2.3K. Team 2 has 2K mass. Map control about 55, 45. But Team 2 is making some headways in Navy, so that will definitely shift here soon. Not bomber, but Nuke is inbound first. Super Nuke of the game. First Nuke of the... Power grid 4 cost is going down. Ooh, 5,000. That's not a lot more power. Ooh, we have the 2 artillery pieces from K240 focusing on the shielding, and the Scathis from Team 1's Putin focusing on that. SMD everywhere. Loading incredibly quickly. And that YOLO is sailing for that Scathis. Is it going to go a little bit short? Maybe go for the artillery pieces, maybe? Oh, but that base is gone. Oh, the shield is down. Repeat, the shield is down. There it goes. One shot takes out a chunk of the generators. Oh, it's not looking good. More of the shields come back online. They're going to rebuild immediately. I haven't done this in a while, but I think I'm going to split the screen. And we'll have this just focus on the YOLO because the shield is not looking good. We'll put this in the middle. And then we'll use the left side for more of an overview. The Scathis, of course, is fine. It is going to nuke where the Scathis is. And SMDs are loading. That is the focus. Looks like artillery construction is being a little bit more relegated to we'll deal with that later kind of thing. Shields are being built to protect all the SMDs. Love to see that. Team 1 definitely needs some more. Oh, they have They need more, but they're getting some online. More battleships coming online. Shielding on and off, on and off, on and off. Not super great for Team 1. Sorry, for Team 2, excuse me. I keep swapping the teams. 10,000 power reserve or 10,000 power plus. Not looking too hot. A couple more power generator facilities go offline, and that is probably going to be the shielding for that YOLO. The Scathis at this point might be better served to go after other players. Maybe go after Hoshimoshi's air grid and just wipe that out. We do see the naval situation is kind of come to a halt for a little bit. Team 2 made a decent amount of progress, and it's just been slow and arduous at this point. And that's the one thing with Navy as well, is that it just takes, sometimes it's just a while to see the results. You will never break those, says Hoshimoshi. There's just too much SMD. You need some bombers, you need some gunships, you need something over there to deal with that personally. Shielding on, off, on, off. A lot more Team 3 P-Gens are online, but again, that's going to consume his powers. He has to be careful how many he builds, because if he builds too many, he's at 5,000 plus. Each one of these T3 shielding costs 500 to run, and of course to assist loading the nuke, that's a whole other thing. So, gotta be careful with that. Gunships have been spotted in the north. Team 1 wipes that out. Scath is still raining in over top. More P-Gen. One, that P-Gen is down. Shields are down once again. Shields are down. Ooh, another volley is inbound. Oh, shield pops back online. Nick of time. Oh, that wouldn't be good for the defenses at least. Oh, here comes the Scathis shots. Ooh, not looking good for Team 2's YOLO. There is a crab here for whatever reason. Maybe just the defense. Oh, shields are on, off, on, off. And how is the nuke going? Is it going to keep going? It is going to keep going. And it looks like maybe it'll fall short. T3 artillery restarted once again. That would be number 3. That's a lot of shield bombardment, though. So Team 2 has to be very, very careful with their power reserves. Again, I feel like the Scathis could target this. That's so much power that could be wiped out. And that would help. Oh, but it's going to edge nuke. Oh, that's going to hurt. First successful nuke landing of the match goes to Team 2's cause. Nice. That is a nice kaboom. There it is. All of the T3 artillery is dead. None of the SMDs, I think, took a hit. Maybe there was... Oh, yeah, that one died. That one didn't die, but that one died for some reason. Nice grab. That alleviates a decent amount of the firepower. And now it's going to just slowly just crawl its way forward. That SMD isn't loaded. That SMD isn't loaded. Are any of those SMDs loaded? Okay, there is some that are in range, so that is good for Team 1, but oof, that's not good. A lot of firepower. Nuke is loaded for, not loaded, but built for Team 1's atmosphere, and we have some semblance of something started over there, but not really doing a whole lot. Air fight, no, not yet. Shielding looking better. Does look like a lot of the TMD and the PD are gone. There's more over there. The hives are being rebuilt. Some of them took a hit. But both players lost stuff. The nuke is going to land 1 and 2. No, it's not. And that one just goes for it just to make sure that they're wiped out. And now they're going to load more and more and more of them. Looks like K240 needs more power to help load that set of SMDs. But a Scathis versus a Seraphim shield grid. Good luck getting through that thing. You need to wipe out the power. At that point, you might as well focus on this. And I think at this point, I can go back. That's still a wrong button.
Strategic launch detected.
Thank you. I know that I am here. Thank you, announcer. I had to make that joke at least once. I just had to make. I haven't made it in a while, so. Ooh, just it's in range. Ooh, both of them. It's not looking good for Team 1's SMD coverage in terms of actually. They have good coverage with the SMDs themselves, but them loaded, that's a different story. And Navy has died down actually a decent amount for Team 2. We have one Tempest re-emerging. That one's wiped out. Team 1's done a very good job of fighting back. Just a lot of mass windows, artillery pieces, and they're all gone. A third one, I think if a third one was online, that might have been the shield grid. 1 and 2, gone. Another nuke has been destroyed. Scath is actually retasked. Now they're going after something else. They're going after the air grid to the north. And they're actually spreading it out a tiny smidgen of it with the P-Gen storage, or the P-Gen, sorry, the E storage. Maybe that was just it getting into actual firing arc, but it definitely looked like it was more in the middle of that grouping.
Strategic launch detected.
Nuke still outbound. It's going to go a little bit more southeast. And I don't think any of these are loaded. No, no, no. And does that cover? It barely covers that one. This one doesn't. That could actually land. It will take out some of the SMDs. This one isn't loaded. This one isn't loaded. And that one's. This one is loaded. This one is. It might be enough. But it's going to be close nonetheless. Scath is still raining in now on Burning Firefly's position. Shields are holding for now. But they are slowly starting to collapse. A couple of them have been also wiped out. Another volley already inbound. 1 and 2. Ooh, KT-40 a little too close. He should be fine there, but still. We have a bug inbound from Team 1's Putin because why not? Takes out the soothsayer there. That's actually a nice. That's a really nice position for that thing, actually. It fits quite nicely there. Anyway. Northeast. Shield grid not looking too good. Satellite started here for Duke Nukem. Of course, UEF doing UEF things. As to be expected in games like these, of course. And most games fair. But Nuke is almost loaded for Atmosphere. Maybe start of a May War, possibly, maybe. But it's going to be a while before we see one of those. And Scath is now retasked maybe onto this air grid down here for Hoshimoshi. Didn't really take out much for Burning Firefly other than just a couple of shielding. And it looks like the Nuke is going to go a little bit more east. There's SMDs over here as well. That one's loaded. That one's not loaded anymore. Ooh. Ooh, that's a lot of SMDs that are not loaded. That is going to be unfortunate for Team 1. There it goes. It's actually in the middle. A couple of P-gens, but honestly not really too bad. But does wipe out some mass extractors, so kaboom! Actually, that one... How does that one survive? Those two are dead. That one's not... Oh, there it goes. Sorry. Sorry, Putin. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Those two died. That one's not dead. That doesn't... sorry. Shielding is the target. Sorry, shielding. Air grid is the target for Team 1. Scathis on Hoshimoshi's position. Gets a couple of those match fabs encircling those T3 mexes. Nuke is inbound. Defense nukage is online. And Summits and Galaxies focusing Ali's position. Oh, that's going to be a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's going to be a lot. Ooh, that's going to hurt. There goes 1. There goes 2. That's just a lot of dead stuff. Great. Nuke wipes out a ton of firepower for Team 1. Ooh, this one barely makes it out of there, but that's 7. Oh, that's 6. Damn it. Close enough. That's a lot of firepower just gone. Team 2 has 5 Tempest producing a 6-1. That's a lot of experimental firepower. Missiles inbound for something. Are they going after T3 mexes maybe? SACUs? I don't know what they're going for. They're going after something. Looks like T3 mexes. Scathis is inbound for now. Duke Nukem's position and Robert Gears as well. Kind of a unfortunate side effect of being that close to somebody else. Shields are holding for now, but not for long. And Team 1 bombers over the top from Team 1. Make it all the way to Team 2's side of the map. I'm kind of surprised about that. We don't get further after that, though. Nuke is inbound once again. Lots of SMBs. 41 minutes, no one is dead. 41 minutes and no one is dead. And now the Nuke is going to land there. I mean, that's more T3 Mex is dead for K240. Team 1 is still leading the mass game, though. That's going to be probably a drop to 2.2. Does it not grab any of those mexes? Oh, that's actually ASF's just being killed on their flyover. That's unfortunate for Team 1. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 mexes dead out of the 7. That's not terrible. That's over 50%. Another Nuke inbound. Going to wipe that. Yeah, Team 2 is just going to go for it. Kill. Nuke is loading very, very quickly. Scathis has also been started by Cost and Hoshimoshi sitting there. Does he have laser? No. He's just going for gun. No, nothing there. Bomber has been started. Satellite has been started. UEF doing UEF things. No second Scathis. Nope. So, okay. You could have gone for Paragon, and that would have been 3 of 4. Because I like to see all the game enders in one game, because I just think that's fun. So you're pretty much already almost building a Paragon anyways. Kaboom! Wipes out more mexes. How is that mex not dead? There it goes. Monkey is inbound. Team 1 land spam also coming online. Team 2 has nothing to defend against this. This has to full send it to either this or just full send it into this. Maybe the crab will intercept it. That'll be something. But at a bare minimum, I think hosting Moshi's base is not going to look too good after that monkey has something to say about it. Nuke is finally loaded. Is there adequate SMD coverage in here? There's one there. And there's one there. And there's one. Okay, good. There's one back here. I was going to say there better be one in that base. And there's more SMDs here as well. So there is some SMD coverage there for Team 2. Because I have seen, I don't know how many game enders die. Because there's SMDs here. And they die. There's not an SMD here. And it blows up to a nuke because there isn't a backup SMD coverage. And the Salvation's in the yellow. I just don't know. With the Scathus as well for Team 2, that's a lot of firepower. Monkey is inbound, though. It's going to go for SMDs. Again, there are SMDs that are loading as we speak, but the Monkey taking lots of damage will not kill the SMD. Assisted by the crab and the immense amount of T2 PD in that base, so not really doing well there. I think the Scathus has a buddy. Look at that thing load. It's very impressive to watch these things load and then fire. They're gonna fire. Hey, there it is. I was gonna say, are you actually gonna fire it? Because that's kind of why I was sitting there looking at it. Not to lie. Satellite is online for Team 1. And Bomber's online. And again, Nuke is loaded. Team 1 just waiting for an opening. 2 of the 5 Tempests are dead. And Scath is still running in. UEF satellite facility, not too bad, but it has taken a hit nonetheless. Scath is now raining in. This is, again, another issue I have with the Scathus is just in order to do consistent damage with it. Oh, this Bomber's inbound, by the way, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but we'll see. The thing with the Scathus, though, is the fact that you keep switching targets, with artillery in general, but specifically with the Scathus, it gives a lot of time for the opponents to prep for it again. So the sooner you build the Scathus, the sooner you deploy it, the better. The Bombers were not enough to take out the SMD. Even the crash damage won't even do really anything. Unless there was another wave, which there was not. So that isn't... What the heck is... Oh, it's the Bomber. Does Team 2 have adequate AA or ASF or anything? You can't crack the shielding with one Bomber. It's going to take... Or one shot. It's going to take multiple of them. So you might as well try to take out SMDs, take out another base. It's going to try to go for it, though. Scathus is done. The second one started for Hoshi Moshi and cost. And here's the Bomber. Crash damage is not going to be enough because they nerfed that a long time ago. It's going to go off the map, I think. Actually, no, it won't go off the map. Bomb will drop. Crash damage will take out some of the emitters, but it will not do really anything. You needed 2 or 3 of them. Oh, and kaboom! I have missed one, so kaboom! And I think I missed this one, so kaboom! But yeah, it's just not... One Bomber is not enough. You need at least 2, if not maybe 3 without the crash damage would be enough. But yeah, it's not gonna work. You need something more oomph. Shielding still holding for Burning Fear for now. And now Scathus inbound. Team 1 has taken some hits. Look at the amount of damage that's been done already. And this is the other thing, is that if you don't have adequate shield coverage, those SMDs are worthless. We already see, I think some of them are already taken out. There's that grouping of SMDs there. Another nuke inbound. First time for Team 1 standing overhead, and Team 2 fires another one, and it's going for here. It's going to wipe out the T3 naval headquarters there. Maybe it's going to try to eke out satellite over top, getting some visual feeds for Team 2, of course. Team 1 should have the same thing over there. And SMDs, of course, are the target. And there's going to be back and forth for a while. One of the reasons I do like DUALGAP is you see all the big fancy toys come out. SMDs being wiped out by the 1s. And there's not enough to be 10s being wiped out, but still. And that nuke is going to be denied. The nuke lands there. That I don't even know if that deserves a kaboom. I don't even know if that deserves a boom. How much mass did that thing kill? 200 mass? No, it's not. Nope. I've seen more than anything else. Like, everything else has killed more mass than that. Scathus, Mavor. Unless it was built and then immediately killed. No. No kaboom from me. Not for that, at least. If it goes after maybe some of the Tempests, that's a different story. But for now, nope. Scathus, Salvation is done, and I wonder where it's firing that. Shields. All right. Ooh. A little bit of volatile explosions there. Emitters are going down. Now coming in to assist. That really didn't help out, but it does look like that alley is targeted at least a little bit, and I'm surprised that it's not focusing here. That Salvation does a very good job. Oh, and the shots are raining in now. That would explain it. And now shots are impacting the shielding. They're going to go after, it looks like, the Scathus first. Actually, I think the better thing to go after. They can deal with SMD coverage a lot easier than they can deal with. Look at the damage being done. Just multiple sets of mass fabs, P-gens, all that stuff just going up in flames. And Salvation, of course, ringed with P-gens to increase its fire rate. No Mavor yet. Unfortunate. Another satellite being built in the south, and that's it. Nuke is being loaded and is going to fire immediately. And where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, here. It's hoping that those Tempests move just a bit further forward. Oh, the shielding is starting to go down. Salvation and Scathus is a good combo. Salvation and Mavor is a good combo. Salvation and T3 Artillery is a good combo. Salvation and Attack Missile Snipes is a good combo. Salvation is a very, very good way to just deal with shielding, because the problem with shielding is that you have to wait a second or two for it to continue to regen. I heard an explosion and it freaked me out. You have to wait for the shield to not take damage for a moment for it to naturally recharge, essentially. Or, you know, obviously a second for the... Yeah, naturally, if you're assisting it, that's a different story. If you keep doing damage, it can't regen, and then it goes down. Crab inbound. Strats inbound as well. They've dealt a lot of damage to the crab already. I think that's the one that was protecting the base earlier. And shots are inbound. The shielding is falling. There is that primary shield right there protecting almost both of them. But that Scathus needs to move just a smidgen over to the left. And lots of hives. Team 1's lost some structures. Team 2 has. Team 2 1.8. Team 1 2.3K. Another satellite has been thought about. Team 2, of course, has one team. Oh, and the nuke landed. Kaboom! That deserves a kaboom. Wiped out 3 of those Tempests. Does open the door for Team 1 for Navy for at least a little bit. Apologies for missing it. Again, everything in the kitchen sinks is happening at the same time, of course. Second Scathus, I don't think is going to finish, so I don't think there's really any point. Feel like shielding is definitely... Ooh, SMD was almost grabbed. Ooh, that was close. Nice little satellite there. Essentially off the map, but again, it just slightly goes in a circle. Boom. I don't know how much that wipes out. Maybe a couple of T3 units, maybe. But Scathus is now raining in on the satellites. They definitely don't like that. And this is a little bit of an easier... Oh, there she is. There. Sorry, I keep saying she. There he is. That is definitely a he. 49 minutes on the clock, and we see 3 of the 4. See, if you just built the Paragon, we would see all 4. And I can put that in the thumbnail and the video and all that. No. Nope, can't do that. Unless Team 2 over here to the north starts building a Paragon. Probably not the best idea at this point. I mean, Paragon is better earlier. Because you gotta build the Paragon, and then you gotta like build stuff with the Paragon. So, or engineers that are being fueled by the Paragon. So it's a little bit more of a lead time versus just artillery moves into position, fires. Scathus, same thing. Nuke loads and then fires. So kind of similar, but not same, but not same. And I hear Strats firing somewhere. Where are they? I don't see them anywhere. I hear them launching bombs. See torp bombers. I don't see anything else. Where are the Strats? Weird. They must have been killed off immediately because I just don't see them. And Allie has been perfectly fine hanging out in that base. Looks like he gifted everything over to his teammates.
Strategic launch detected.
Nuke is outbound once again from the YOLO. What is that? 12, 14, and YOLO is going for Nuke defense again? No, it's going for this position. It's going to wipe out more of the T3 mexes. And that's good to bring Team 1's eco down again. But I don't know. I feel like maybe over here would be a little bit better. SMDs are going to fall here shortly. Unless they get more shield coverage or assistance or both. Mavor at the low percentages. Not even going to mention it because it's not even worth mentioning at this point. Because it's just such low percentages. Salvation and Scath is still firing. YOLO and Scath is still firing. And Brain builds an experimental. It's another satellite. And Atmosphere taking some damage for his shielding. He's holding it, but just barely. The Nuke did kill off 51,000 mass, so definitely came back. And kaboom! Doesn't wipe out. Oh, there's 1, 2. 2 mexes. Ooh, that's not good value for that YOLO missile for sure. Again, it's some damage. It's something, but not great value at all. And Battleship's just going to chase after a couple of Tempests, but I don't understand that logic, but okay. Could go after the satellite, could go after something else, but okay.
Strategic launch
Another Nuke
detected.
outbound. It's going to be a little bit of this. Again, the game goes on for another 10 minutes at a minimum, so it's going to be like this for a minute. Oh, and I hit it. Oh, I hit minus by accident. Apologies for that. I was like, why is it? It seems like it's going a little slow, and then I just didn't notice up here that it was running at -1. It does help out a little bit for me keeping track. 51 minutes and no one is dead. 51. Will this be it? Will this be the first game on the channel where we have no deaths and just a resignation from a team being like, okay, we're done? Will this be the first game? I highly doubt it. It's dual gap. I mean, we still have Cybers in the game. We still have a whole bunch of other options, so very, 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 very unlikely. But there is a non-zero chance. There goes another YOLO. That does a lot better job at taking out mass extractors. Takes out 7 again. Team 1, 2.3. Team 2, 1.4. Oh, the space for Hoshimoshi's gone. That helps out a little bit. That seems a little low. Team 1 will start drowning Team 2 in mass at this point because they're just going to outproduce stuff. TRU does have cloaking laser on board, just in case. I hear another bomber, and the bomber does get shot down. It will go after a decent amount of mass fabs, though, on its way. And some AA, but I don't think that was maybe worth it. Satellite's going to target those SMDs. They really want those suckers gone. The only SMDs of remaining are these ones. Oh, the shielding. It's barely holding. It's barely holding. Scathis again going to beat the target once again. Is there another facility being built anywhere? Besides the Mavor being built? No, it looks like that's the only thing. Team 2 Scathis, I think, is focusing on Team 1 Scathis. And it's getting close with that shielding. Ooh, oh, just, oh. Ooh, that one's down. That's the one being assisted. Ooh. Shielding's almost down on that SMD. There's that one up there as well to consider. That one is exposed. That one is exposed. Or at least barely is. Shielding is falling. Shielding is falling. Oh, it has 1,000 hit points left. Is anybody dead? No one's dead? Okay, good. I'm like really paranoid about that. Ooh. Oh, it's a dead structure, not a teleporting comm. Al is still alive. I'm surprised he's not in the water by now.
Strategic launch detected.
Nuke outbound from Team 1. The SMD is down. Oh, no, it's not. Is it firing there? No, it's going northeast. It's going. Oh, it's going to try to hit those Tempests. It will one-tap them all if they're in range. Because the Nuke does 70,000 damage, and those Tempests have 60 base hit points, 60,000 K base hit points. Oh, that's been possibly spotted. Does team. Is it? Oh. No, there are some shots nearby, so it does look like it's been spotted. Mavor is in the yellow. That is a concern. If that thing is built, that's done. It gets maybe a minute or two online. Kills off the YOLO for sure. Oh, ooh, ooh, teleportation inbound. Is this a Seraphim SACU, I bet?
Launch detected.
Nuke is outbound once again. Pings go down. There it is. And look at this. Ooh, it's going to target. Where's it going? Oh, it's going to try to go after the YOLO. It's going to hit the actual shielding. It wants to be killed. And it does not die. Shield is repaired very quickly. So, unfortunately for Team 1, that does not work. Oh, that was close, though. GG does get called out by Duke Nukem. Looks like it's going after him now. And he doesn't really have much remaining there. Another bomber inbound. Oh, is that team? Oh, that's awkward. Ooh, that's a little awkward. Anyway. Oh, Nuke gets shot down over here. Almost made it. That SMD took some damage. Scathis raining in on the Mavor. It looks like Team 2 wants to deny any. Oh, and that's taking a hit as well. Not a lot of shield coverage. Not looking good over there. But again, Team 1 still has a Scathis, still has the Salvation. Team 2 still has the YOLO, and there's Scathis. The second one is in the yellow. Hoshimoshi dealing with another intruder. I'm trying to get out of range. Looks like it's just hitting the shield. Oh, I was surprised he was still firing. And shielding is being assisted as much as possible for Duke Nukem to just be a slight distraction. Satellite almost 142 hit points. That is very, very lucky that thing isn't dead. And Mavor not looking too hot. Again, I think whoever gets the third game ender online might be the one that wins the game. Maybe. Again, Scathis, that's a maybe. Not a 100%. The Mavor is 100% for sure. 3, again, experimental artillery pieces firing on one target. Good. Well, 3 different types. Good luck. One does a ton of damage per shot, not individual shot. Or sorry, not like in a burst. Scathis does a lot of AoE splash, and the Salvation just does not stop firing. So they all have their strengths and their weaknesses. Shielding is starting to collapse as well. SMD is down. One more remains. This one is the last one remaining. If that goes down, that nuke will fire after it's loaded. It is not loaded. Back in the yellow. We already knew it's in the yellow. It's about a little over half done now, technically. 56 minutes on. Oh, kaboom! Wipes out some land units. Looks like some Salems actually were trying to get onto land. Those get denied. But the shield circumference is getting, or coverage is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The Scathis is almost done. What is the percentage at? 97% and climbing. Ooh, satellite's taking out a bunch of stuff. Artillery rounds inbound. A group of PD is gone. Ooh, did the YOLO take a hit? No, it did not. Scathis has taken a hit. Oh, it's right there for Team 2 and Team 1. It's just on the edge of our seats. At least the edge of my seat at a minimum. The satellite does eventually go down for Duke Nukem, but he did keep that for a while, to be fair. And, the SMD. Oh, the SMD's exposed. The SMD's exposed. Oh, that's not good for Team 2. If that goes down, it's not dead yet. Oh, it gets pinged. Oh, is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? There it is. SMD is down. If Team 1 has a nuke available, which it will soon have, you have to fire that immediately, and it's going straight there. And that thing is going to die. Salvation rounds are inbound. SMD will not be able to be rebuilt and loaded in time. And all SMD dead, says Brain Juice. All SMD dead. Fire, fire, fire. Gotta fire that. Yep, it fires immediately. There it goes. It's only a matter of time. YOLO fires. I think it's the last nuke. I think that's number 20 or 25 or something. It's going after the Mavor being built. There should be more than adequate SMD coverage by then. And that is going to be the end of Team 2's game ender aspirations. There it goes, sailing overhead, killed off by a regular nuke. Actually, no, the YOLO actually goes for this one, surprisingly enough. SMD loaded, so that should be enough. I thought it was going to go after... No, it drops short. Never mind. Maybe that's the next nuke, but maybe not. Kaboom, wipes out some naval units there. course, doesn't wipe off the nuke that's sailing overhead. That would have been very, very annoying if that nuke actually died to that. Salvation still raining in, trying to get its last licks in, but 58 minutes on the clock. 2 players are probably going to die right here. This will be a double kill. This will... this is like a quadra kill. Not a quadra kill, but a penta kill for Team 1. Here it comes. Kaboom! There it goes. 2 players dead. 3 game enders dead with 1 nuke. That is a double kill for Atmosphere. Nice job there. First kills of the game go to him. 58 minutes, 6v4 in favor of Team 1. And, of course, everything that those 2 players built should... Yep, there they go. Go the way of the Dodo Bird. And now that just leaves the northern section for Team 2. That is essentially all of Team 2's firepower gone. I mean, they have a satellite, but comparatively with the soon-to-be... Actually, the Mavor is done. Apologies. So 1, 2... well, at this point, we'll say 3. 3 game enders done for Team 1. That's that might be it, folks. That's oof. That is a little rough. Yeah, there's really not much left here for Team 2, unless they were building a secret something somewhere, but don't think it's gonna matter a whole lot. Tempests are making the final push. They know it. We have Scathis, I think, actually targeting those, or trying to target those. And we have GC down there. What was he talking about? Huh. I don't know what that's about. Anyway. The Tempests are still going, to be fair. So, they're 1 dead, 5 remaining. They are making some headway, but they're not going to... It's not going to be enough. It really isn't. Air grid in the northeast has been cut in half, roughly. And, you know, Mavor shots raining in, Scathis shots raining in, going after the Tempest, which I find very, very entertaining. Second one is down, 4 remain. That one's going to die here shortly. That one's going to die here shortly. That one's still pretty fine. That one's a little under half. And that one's, yeah, it's just not, it's not going to happen. But the Mavor is done. Doesn't have fully ringed T3P gens, but hey, it is nice to see it nonetheless. And now it's targeting this position. The satellite is gone. No, satellite's right there. Yeah. Team 2 still has a Seraphim, a UEF, and 2 Aeons, so no telemaser shenanigans for Team 2. They still have telebility is possible, but highly unlikely at this stage, especially with the upgrades on board. Nuke's calm. That was such a good game. It literally just came down to that SMDs going down, and that's where you got to build SMDs. All it takes is 1 nuke. Strat bombers running amok over there to the north. Artillery just draining Team 2 of shielding at that northern side. There's really not much left. 1 hour has elapsed in this game. It is an epic, lovely, lovely game. Again, not everybody loves DUALGAP. I get that. But I do love all the toys coming out. Most of the toys, at least in this one, coming out. So one of the reasons why I love this, and Settins are one of the main reasons I cast those games, just because I love seeing all the artillery, all of the SACUs, all of the Mavors, all the nukes, all the everything. I just love it. I make my voice hoarse half the time when I yell kaboom every like 2 minutes or something after the first nuke gets fired. Next. KT40 says next. Oh, please tell me you're building a Paragon. Please tell me you just start it. Just start it, please.
Strategic launch detected.
Sad. I just want to be able to say all 4 game enders at least have made an appearance in the game, not necessarily were built. Because technically, it's 3 of the 4, and then this one's the adjacent one. So it's Brain Juice finishes another UAF satellite facility. Yep. And there goes the transport of Team 2's Robo Gear, and bombers inbound. It looks like for Burning Fire is calm, and is that a nuke? I think that's a nuke that just went off. Oh, and then goes Team 2's alley to strat bombers from Hasty, and we have a 4v2, Burning Fire, and Duke Nukem still alive. Everything to the north is dead. And strat bombers. No, sorry, those are Solaces inbound, and that's a dead calm. He's using the Tempest to try to protect against some of the damage, but I don't think it's going to help against all of it. Boom, there he goes. And Bomber's inbound to kill out Burning Firefly's comm. There he goes. So that is a flawless victory for Team 1 in the sentence game at 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 10 seconds? 9 seconds. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, because why not? Why not at this point? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. And I will see all of you in the next one.